Hi, welcome to AmalgamNation. This week's vid is on Deus Ex Human Revolution. It's a pretty good game. I've heard some complaints about how in the previous versions you could spec your character to skip over boss fights and things like that, but that's neither here nor there. This game is more story driven than those ones. Those ones had a story but it was open ended. You could do whatever you wanted. It was a completely free and open world, and if you had the skills you could sneak past the boss and straight out the other side. In Deus Ex Human Revolution you don't need to sneak past the bosses. In fact, your character's motivation is not just to figure out what's going on. It's to get revenge on the people who killed his girlfriend. And sorry if there's any spoilers in this, but it's a fairly old game at this point, so it's going to be difficult to avoid them. Now, when it comes to the game, there's loads of different skill sets you can go for. You've got your stealth skills, you've got your computer skills, you've got your weapon skills. The weapon skills consist of an upgrade to your cybernetics system. You get so that when you fire the gun, your arms do not shake so much and you have a steadier aim and things like that. They also have skills that improve your character's battery life. Yes, battery life. Of all things, in a world where we have the power to give ourselves cybernetics, robotic arms that have weapons hidden in them of all different kinds. There's one that shoots metal ball bearings out of your arm and obliterates anything in its path. And yeah, you still require battery power. You don't need to replace your batteries or anything like that, but there's still batteries there. If you don't have the power, you can't knock somebody out. You have to use your guns then. If you don't have the power, you can't punch through a wall. You have to just stay on the other side of the wall, waiting for your battery to recharge enough for you to do that. There's so many different things you can do in this game that are so cool, but they require battery power. There's a skill that makes it so that no matter what height you fall from, you don't die. A giant force field or electrical bubble, something like the lightning bubble from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, appears around you, but instead of it just protecting you and attracting golden rings to you, this just shows up 2 seconds before you would have gone splat on the ground. You get a cool slow-mo sequence where your character hasn't hit the ground yet. They look like they're deliberately doing something. You have no control over it, and they hit the ground slowly with this electrical field around them, and their coat flaring out behind them, and they look badass doing it. But it gets annoying when you're just wanting to do a quick speed through of an area and you jump off a roof of a building, and instead of it just going, right, well, you've got this skill and we'll show you this bubble around you and you've seen the slow-mo thing, we'll do that every so often. It goes, you've got the skill, we'll do the slow-mo thing every single time. Gets annoying very fast, and unless you get it early on in the game, it's kind of pointless, because by the time you get it, you're not going to be up very high all that much. You're not going to be jumping off that many buildings anymore. It's all that kind of thing that you'd need it for happens early on in the game. There's a skill to make it so that you can't be electrocuted. Means you can walk in electrocuted water, which there's plenty of in the game. It means you can walk on electrocuted flooring and whatever. But like I said, those are just some skills. Now the game can be a bit repetitive and annoying and boring when it comes to certain things, like the hacking skill isn't even really hacking. You go in and you try and conquer a computer one node at a time, and you can't really tell what you're doing is safe. There's no warning message saying don't hack yet. It's going to detect you if you try this now. There's just a level system. It tells you this is a level 2 node, so there's a good chance you could get caught while hacking it. This is a level 3 node, there's a bigger chance. Oh, you don't have the skills to hack this particular device because of the fact that it's such a high level device. There's passwords for just about everything and passcodes. There's tons of weapons. But the main ones you're probably going to use are the assault rifle, the 10mm handgun, yes, 10mm, not 9mm, and the shotgun are probably the main ones you're going to go for. Everything else, just kind of annoying after a while because there's not enough ammunition spread throughout the world for any of the knockout guns, so your taser is virtually useless after a certain amount of shots, and the non-lethal weapons always take a lot longer to reload. You can upgrade weapons, you can become invisible if you spec into stealth. Just it does nothing against the boss fights, because when you become invisible in a boss fight they still know where you are for some reason, and off you go. The boss fights are unavoidable, but as I said, that's all about gameplay and storyline. You're seeking revenge for the murder of your girlfriend and the attempted murder of yourself. Why would you skip over a fight with a guy who tried to kill you? Your aim is to get revenge on him. You're not going to go, oh, there's that guy I want revenge on, I'll dodge him. That's a bit thick to think that you should be able to make a character do something that they wouldn't do. It's like saying you should be able to make Link not wear his dippy hat from the Legend of Zelda games. I've got nothing against those games in case I get anybody hating on me for saying something about Link. I'm not even reviewing those games just yet. I will review one of them, well, at least one of them at some stage. I'm just not sure when. But the only thing I have against Link, besides the fact that I personally, well, I'll leave my personal opinions out so far, other than the fact that he has a dippy hat, I have nothing against the character.
Play the game and game to play.
That's it.